On June 22, 2005, 3 boys went missing in Camden, New Jersey. 11-year-old Annabelle Cruz, 6-year-old Daniel Augusto, and 5-year-old Justin Pagan were last seen on the Cruz property around 5 p.m., eating Italian ice under a tree in the yard. Miss Cruz and Miss Pagan said they were watching the boys from the front porch. They went inside to prepare dinner, and about 10 to 30 minutes later, they returned to the porch and noticed the kids were gone. Soon, family, friends, and neighbors were searching for the lost boys. By early Thursday morning, 150 police and firemen joined the search using bloodhounds, helicopters, and boats to patrol nearby rivers. A bloodhound had followed a scent from the Cruz yard to half a mile away near the edge of the Delaware River. Police feared the children had wandered too close to the water and got swept away, so they focused much of their efforts in these areas. Around 7 p.m. on Friday, June 24, 2005, Daniel's father, David Augusto, discovered the 3 children dead in the trunk of a Toyota Camry that was parked in the corner of the Cruz family yard.
In Camden, New Jersey, the frantic search for 3 missing boys has come to a devastating end. More than 100 law enforcement officials and volunteers spent days looking everywhere for the boys who disappeared while playing in one of their yards. Yesterday evening, the mystery was solved. ABC's Hari Srinivasan has the story from Camden.
A visit to a makeshift memorial for his son today was too much for a father to bear. While one father collapsed today, another searched for his strength.
I got my heart broke. I want to die with my boy. I want to go with my boy.
2 days of searching every nook and cranny of this Camden neighborhood, the search ended where it began. The bodies of 6-year-old David Augusto, 11-year-old Annabelle Cruz, and 5-year-old Justin Pagan were found in the trunk of a parked car yards from where they were playing.
I saw on TV my brother looking in front of a car, and then he popped the trunk, and then he went hysterical, and I saw my sister-in-law on the floor crying, and that's when they told me that the kids were dead.
The 1998 Toyota Camry belonged to the grandmother of one of the boys. Today, the coroner ruled the cause of death was suffocation, an accident. Police said they'll investigate why the trunk was not searched.
Possible they would have been found alive had they checked the trunk at that time?
I would have to say that it's a possibility, but I can't be sure about that.
The boys were close friends. 5-year-old Justin Pagan loved the LA Lakers. Daniel Augusto, 6, loved plants and animals, especially cats. 11-year-old Annabelle Cruz had neurological problems. Relatives said he related best to younger children. For a neighborhood that would normally be preparing for tomorrow's Puerto Rican Day parade, this was a day of mourning.
The little boy, Daniel, and my granddaughter, she's 5 years old, and one day he said to her, when I grow up and finish school, I'm going to marry you. That's you, baby.
Neighbors were out on the streets today collecting money for the families of the dead.
Bob, it became law just 4 years ago that every new passenger car have a little trunk latch on the inside like this, so a little kid or an adult could get out if they were trapped inside. Now, in this case, the car was just too old.
Some terrible lessons tonight. Hari Srinivasan, many thanks. And now to Florida, where
The police later determined that the boys had died from suffocation and that the incident was an accident. The Camden police were heavily criticized, and many felt their search procedures were disorganized and not up to date with modern protocol that's used to find missing children. It was later discovered that a female officer had begun searching the vehicle, but she got called away midway through her search and failed to return and finish the job. The officer then told her supervisors that the car had been searched. Police also found the boys' shoes in the back seat of the Toyota Camry. Many believe the authorities would have thought to check the trunk had the officer not missed such crucial evidence by doing a proper investigation of the vehicle. Paul Bandis, an attorney hired by the Cruz family, claims the police conducted a panel review after the children were found and concluded that the department should have located the boys. The panel report said you cannot rely on the parents when they are panicked. You can try to get information from them, but don't rely on that. That's why you have trained professionals. The panel found the boys should have been found by the police right then and there. Although the city does not admit any wrongdoing, they agreed to a settlement with the families of the 3 boys in April of 2010.
That shit's so. That's a really fucked up thing, dude. God damn. What was another one? There was like a Thanksgiving massacre in Florida. Jesus.
Just past midnight on November 1st, 2003, Robert Wilkie stepped outside his fiance's home in Radcliffe, England, after he heard a repeated pounding on a neighbor's door. He opened the door to find someone wearing a mask from the movie Scream and a white sheet that covered the unknown person from the neck down. He asked the masked figure to keep the noise down, but they told him to go back inside and mind his own business. Wilkie asked the person to remove their mask so he could see their face, but they refused. Wilkie then walked over to remove the mask himself, and as he started pulling it off, the masked assailant shot Robert Wilkie in the stomach with a sawed-off shotgun they had hidden under the sheet of their costume. The 43-year-old died from his wounds shortly after, and his attacker fled into their car and drove away. At 1:35 a.m., Heather Stevenson Snell was pulled over by police on the M62 motorway for driving too slow. She gave the officer a false name, but police soon discovered the sawed-off shotgun under a blood-stained sheet in the back of her car. A knife was also found in the waistband of her clothes. The 46-year-old psychotherapist was the leader of an all-female Hells Angel biker gang who had intended to kill her ex-lover's new lover before Robert Wilkie interfered and got shot instead. In 2002, Stevenson Snell met Adrienne Sinclair after Sinclair responded to her ad in a magazine looking for someone to watch her two dogs. They began a short-lived relationship before Sinclair ended the affair and moved to Radcliffe, where he met and began dating Diane Lomax. Stevenson Snell became deeply jealous of the couple and began stalking and harassing them with threatening phone calls. Snell also told police that the couple was involved in illegal activities and that Sinclair had threatened her life. In spring of 2003, the harassment stopped around the same time Heather Stevenson Snell began taking shooting lessons. Her anger and jealousy had reached new heights as she planned to kill Diane Lomax and frame Adrienne Sinclair for the murder. Stevenson Snell meticulously planned for months and even left vehicles at various friends' homes as part of her escape plan. Police would later find the details of Snell's plan written on index cards after they searched her home. On the night of the killing, Stevenson Snell secured the sawed-off shotgun in a homemade shoulder sling before hiding it under the sheet of her costume. As she knocked on Diane Lomax's door, Lomax saw a masked figure through the door's peephole and decided not to open it after getting a bad feeling. Lomax did eventually open the door as Stevenson Snell and Robert Wilkie began to argue, but she quickly slammed it shut after Wilkie began pulling off the scream mask and revealed Stevenson Snell. When Snell shot Wilkie, the recoil from the shotgun smashed her in the face, leaving a large bruise. In September of 2004, Heather Stevenson Snell was sentenced to life in prison with the judge's recommendation that she serve at least 22 years. She was also sentenced for the attempted murder of Diane Lomax, which is being served simultaneously with her murder sentence. Robert Wilkie had just become engaged to his girlfriend of 10 months and had recently reconciled a long-standing disagreement with his brother before his death.
Wow. Jesus. What is this?
The internet is full of real paranormal stories.
Just past...
It's probably fake. Let's see. Philip Hartman. Judge Rottenberg Educational Center. Osaka Elementary School Massacre. Ah, Black Friday. Here we go.
On November 25th, 2000...
Sorry.
On November 25th, 2016, Isidro Zarate took his wife, Lisa Benavides, to a Walmart in San Antonio, Texas. After Lisa ran in the store, Isidro started circling the parking lot because there was nowhere to park with the Black Friday crowds. Lisa spent no more than 30 minutes in the store. While waiting for her husband to drive up, she noticed police surrounding a car. She asked a man nearby what happened, and he told her someone got shot. She asked him if the car was a Toyota Camry, and when the man was able to get a view beyond the police vehicles, he said yes. She immediately ran to the crime scene, where a police officer stopped her and said, "You can't go back there," and then asked who she was. Lisa said, "That's my husband." While Lisa was shopping, Isidro saw a man assaulting a woman. While the man was pulling the woman's hair and beating her, Isidro, who remained in the car the whole time, yelled to the man, "Get your hands off her." The man then pulled out a gun and shot Isidro in the neck, killing him. The bullet caused broken pieces of glass to hit an unidentified woman who was also in the car with Isidro. The bullet also went through Isidro's neck and hit a female bystander. Both women survived. The shooter was identified as 21-year-old Teles Mandan Juarez, who fled the scene but was captured after a police helicopter pursuit. Juarez was charged with murder and aggravated assault for shooting 39-year-old Isidro. Isidro's family remembers him as a kind man who was always ready to help someone. His wife described him as a teddy bear of a man who was quick to give spare change or leftover food to homeless people, and used humor to get through life, not violence. Lisa said, "He's always been like that. Even though people treat you mean, he said you've always got to be nice. And he's always said you've got to help people in the long run. It's going to all come back to you." On November 25th, 2011, Walter Vance was shopping at a Target in South Charleston, West Virginia, when he collapsed onto the floor. The 61-year-old pharmacist had suffered from heart conditions for years and underwent open-heart surgery in 2000. As Vance lay dying on the floor, many of the Black Friday shoppers ignored him and chose to walk around or step over him to get to a sale for the movie Jack and Jill starring Adam Sandler. An off-duty paramedic and a few nurses eventually stopped to administer CPR to Vance before an ambulance arrived, but he would later die in the hospital.
People care more about fucking sales and shit than going out of their way to help somebody out. What a sick world, dude. Sick, sick world.
November 29th, 2013, 19-year-old Patrick Henry Boyd was driving home with 4 friends in his car after doing some Black Friday shopping in Concord, North Carolina. All of the teens, including Boyd, were asleep when the 2011 Honda drove off the road and hit a sign in front of a gas station. Patrick Boyd died in the crash, and all of his friends were sent to the hospital, 2 in critical condition. On Friday, November 28th, 2008, an unruly crowd outside of a Long Island, New York Walmart began to chant, "Push the doors in." 5 minutes before the store opened, they did just that and knocked the doors off its hinges before stampeding inside. Employees inside the store attempted to stop the crazed mob by linking arms and forming a human chain, but their attempts were in vain as the crowd barreled through the line of workers. One man, 34-year-old Jim Tay Damore, was trampled to death by the Black Friday shoppers as his friends and co-workers could only watch in horror after barely escaping the same fate themselves. Walmart employee Jimmy Overby told the media, "They took the doors off the hinges. He was trampled and killed in front of me. They took me down too. I didn't know if I was going to live through it. I literally had to fight people off my back." An anonymous employee also stated, "I look at these people's faces and I keep thinking one of them could have stepped on him. How could you take a man's life to save $20 on a TV?" Even the police were stepped on by crazed shoppers as they attempted to perform CPR on Damore.
Yeah, and they couldn't. See, that's why when like Black Friday shit like this happens, and people want to get fucking crazy, then you take preventative measures so they, calm the fuck down. It's like, bro, it's 25. It's what 25% off for some shit. Like, holy fuck.
Doctors reported that he died from a heart attack. Damore was hired as a temporary maintenance worker for Walmart. The 270-pound man from Jamaica, Queens was described as a gentle giant with a lively personality. A 28-year-old woman that was 8 months pregnant suffered a miscarriage and lost her unborn child after falling down in the same stampeding crowd that took Damore's life. On November 28, 2008, a fight broke out between 2 women near the checkout lines at a Toys R Us in Palm Desert, California. The 2 women were each accompanied by a man. As the bloody brawl was taking place, one of the men, 28-year-old Juan Meza, pulled a handgun halfway out of his pocket before shoving it back in. The other man, 39-year-old Alejandro Moreno, then withdrew his own handgun and pointed it at Meza. However, the gun was not cocked, so it did not fire. Meza tried to run, but was blocked by a line of customers, so he changed direction towards the electronics section as Moreno began to fire at him. Meza reached a dead end in the electronics section and began firing back at Moreno as he headed towards an exit. Meza then stumbled near a cash register before falling to the ground. Moreno was also hit and fell as well. Both men died from their wounds shortly after. The incident took place around 11:30 a.m. when the store was still packed with Black Friday shoppers, including many children. Police did not release details on why the fight and shooting occurred, but some believe it may have been gang-related.
Damn. That shit was in Palm Desert too? Like it's just crazy, like because Palm Desert's like an hour or so away from me.
Just past midnight on November.
Dude, that is just crazy. Ay. Let's see, Flying in Light, Hell's Lighthouse Mystery. I think I've seen that one. Virginia woman mauled by pit bulls. Oh God.
On February 3, 1998, the United States Marine Corps EA-6B Prowler jet cut the cables to a gondola ski lift car carrying 20 people in Cavalese, Italy.
Dude.
All 20 passengers died, and the pilots faced involuntary manslaughter charges soon after the incident. On the day of the tragedy, 4 pilots were aboard the Prowler jet on a training mission from Aviano Air Base in Italy. The U.S. had NATO treaties with Italy to set up air bases for military conflicts and training missions. The pilot for this mission was Captain Richard Ashby. The navigator was Captain Joseph Schweitzer, and in the rear cockpit were 2 electronic countermeasures officers, Captain Chandler P. Seagraves and Captain William L. Rainey. The EA-6B Prowler is used to jam enemy radar systems and gather information to clear the way for other fighter jets. The Prowler is not equipped with offensive weapons to combat other aircraft and uses low-flying, high-speed tactics as its main defense. The Marine Prowler from Aviano was reaching the end of its low-altitude training mission in the Dolomite Mountains when the right wing of the aircraft struck the cables to a gondola transporting 20 people to the Cavalese ski resort. The cable car plummeted 365 feet below, killing everyone on board. Soldiers of the Italian army who carried the first bodies from the site of the crash described a scene of horror inside the crushed and overturned cable car. Bodies were twisted, they said, and the faces of the dead were described as contorted in terror. Another gondola car carrying a single ski lift operator was also in use at the time of the cables being cut, but was saved by the lift's emergency brake system. The lift operator was eventually rescued by helicopter and treated for shock. The Prowler jet had struck the gondola lift while flying underneath the cable lines around 3 p.m. The jet then flew back to Aviano Air Base, where it made an emergency landing. The cables had cut 2 gashes several feet apart, each about 6 inches deep. Electronic equipment under the wing was sheared off, serious damage was done to the aircraft's hydraulic system, and investigators believe the tail was damaged after the heavier of the 2 cables snapped across it like a whip. The pilot, Captain Richard Ashby, and the navigator, Captain Joseph Schweitzer, claimed the Prowler's altimeter was not working during the flight, which according to Schweitzer is common with fighter jets from the 70s. Both men claimed the malfunctioning altimeter was the main reason they were flying well below the minimum altitude of 2,000 feet, but an investigation into the Prowler's equipment found no problems with the altimeter. The mission data recorder for the aircraft revealed that the Prowler was not only flying below the minimum altitude, but exceeding the 515 mile/hour speed limit. Reports from locals claim the military jets were constantly seen flying low over rooftops and lakes in the area, and participating in stunt flying known as flat hatting, where a pilot tries to fly as low and as fast as possible. Rumors began to circulate that Captain Ashby might have been stunt flying on the day of the incident as a farewell celebration due to the fact that this was his last mission at Aviano before he was promoted to fighter pilot training. It was eventually discovered that the U.S. Marine pilots involved were using maps that did not show the gondola lift and its cables. The reason given was that the pilots were not expected to fly below 1,000 feet, which was well above the cables, so they were not included on the map. Captain Ashby claims he was not aware of a speed limit rule and thought the minimum height requirement was 1,000 feet, not 2,000 feet, even though the flight data shows he was flying well below 1,000 feet of altitude multiple times. All 4 Marines were to stand trial for the accident, but after new information began to surface in the investigation, Captain Chandler Seagraves took a deal to have immunity from court trial to reveal what he knew. William Rainey, the other captain in the rear cockpit, was also spared from a trial, leaving Captain Ashby and Schweitzer to take the blame for the tragedy. Seagraves told authorities that the navigator, Captain Joseph Schweitzer, had brought a video camera to record their flight. Investigators found the video camera with a blank videotape inside the Prowler aircraft, and had their suspicions about the tape being blank after finding packaging for new videotapes inside the cockpit. They didn't believe the pilots would go through so much preparation to record the flight and then not go through with it. After making their emergency landing, Schweitzer questioned Ashby on what they should do with the videotape, and both eventually agreed to switch the tape in the video camera with a blank one. Captain Ashby then hid the real tape in one of his pockets. Captain Seagraves was surprised to see Ashby and Schweitzer still in the cockpit talking to each other after their jet had sustained such serious damage. Fuel leaking from the aircraft could have ignited at any moment, and Seagraves and Rainey evacuated so quickly that one of them sprained their ankle. Seagraves later found out that the conversation was about what to do with the videotape that recorded the flight involving the gondola accident. Schweitzer asked Seagraves what he thought they should do with the tape, and Seagraves said they should get rid of it. Schweitzer soon asked Ashby for the tape so he could destroy it in a bonfire. Italian prosecutors wanted the Marines to stand trial in Italy, but NATO treaties gave jurisdiction to U.S. military courts. Ashby's trial took place at Marine Corps Base Camp Lahone in North Carolina. At the trial, Ashby's defense claimed the Prowler jet's altimeter was not working properly, and that he could not avoid the gondola cables in time due to an optical illusion that made the cables appear above him when they were actually below him. A military flight expert explained that pilots will often use the horizon as a way to navigate. This can result in an object such as cables appearing to rise above the horizon level when they're actually still below it, and the pilot will not realize it until they approach closer. Ashby claims he saw a flash of yellow as they were flying through the valley, and as he turned his focus back to his flight path, the gondola cables suddenly appeared in front of them. He immediately aimed the jet downwards to avoid the cables, which caused the right wing to strike the 2 cables from underneath. The defense also brought up the military maps used by the pilots that did not show the cable lines. Prosecutors argued that investigators found nothing wrong with the Prowler's altimeter. They also claim pilots are trained to measure altitude by eyesight based on the distance of objects on the ground in case their equipment malfunctions. They say the tragedy would have never happened had the pilot been following flight regulations. Captain Richard Ashby was eventually acquitted of all charges, including 20 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Captain Joseph Schweitzer was later acquitted of all charges as well. In March of 1999, Captain Joseph Schweitzer was court-martialed a second time for obstruction of justice and conspiracy to obstruct justice because they had destroyed the videotape of the gondola accident flight. Schweitzer pled guilty after taking a deal that he would not serve prison time.
Wow.
On April 3rd, 1999.
So they could just kill 20 people and get away with it? Even if it was an accident, he still killed 20 people. People get 5 years for smoking a plant. This guy gets acquitted for killing 20, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, not only that, but they also destroyed evidence. Yeah. The fact that they destroyed evidence should have been proof enough of their guilt. Exactly. Exactly. Like, fucking hell, dude. That is just so... It's wrong on so many levels. It really is. Who's Mary Kay Bergman?
Mary Kay Bergman was an American voice actress and voiceover teacher known for her work in cartoons, movies, video games, and commercials throughout the 80s and 90s, including the voice of Timmy Turner in cartoons, the official voice for Disney's Snow White, and most of the female characters on South Park seasons 1 through 3.
Oh, that's right. Huh.
Born in Los Angeles on June 5th, 1961, Bergman had an interest in the entertainment business at a young age, and eventually went to the University of California, Los Angeles, where she studied theater. She quit school 3 years later, hired an agent, and got an acting coach. But Bergman had trouble finding success and eventually put her entertainment dream on hold while she worked as a receptionist. After attending a karaoke party, Bergman was referred to a voice acting coach where she discovered her love for voice work. In 1989, she was hired by Disney as the official voice for Snow White. By 1994, Bergman was teaching voiceovers for animation at the Kalmensen and Kalmensen Studios in Burbank, California. Her career in voice acting had also grown substantially after appearing in multiple Disney films and replacing Meg Ryan as Dr. Blight in Captain Planet. The creators of South Park were so impressed with her vocal skills that they cast her as the voice of almost every female character that appeared on the show. Bergman also sang in the South Park movie and is credited for singing most of the song Blame Canada. After accomplishing her dreams and leading such a successful life with a promising future, nobody would expect that Mary Kay Bergman was actually suffering from extreme depression and anxiety, not even her closest family and friends. On November 11th, 1999, Mary Kay Bergman was discovered dead in her bedroom by her husband and his friend. She had taken her own life by shooting herself in the head with a 12-gauge shotgun. In one of her suicide notes, she wrote, "You know that I live in constant fear, and I don't know what else to do." Those that were close to her were shocked to hear how depressed she was because she never showed it or said anything. Her husband knew she was having personal doubts and fears about herself and her career, but he thought it was just normal anxieties that many actors experience, not the deep depression it turned out to be. Bergman's husband, Dino Andrade, established the Mary Kay Bergman Memorial Fund, which contributes to the operation of a suicide prevention center. Bergman is now buried at the Forest Lawn Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles.
Damn, dude.
Molten aluminum is sometimes transported on the road by semi-trucks in special containers that keep it hot. In Berrien Springs, Michigan, on October 21st, 1986, a semi-truck hauling molten aluminum spun out of control and flipped over on Highway 31. The aluminum spilled from its container and encased a nearby car in liquid metal, killing both the driver, 47-year-old Terry Vick, and his passenger, 41-year-old Gary Banfield. Vick's car was almost fully engulfed by the aluminum when the gas tank ignited and burst into flames. Both Vick and Banfield were burned beyond recognition, and the car's license plate and model could not be determined. Two men heard the truck driver, 24-year-old Daniel T. Roeder, yelling for help after his legs were pinned under the steering wheel. Both men fought off a fire with extinguishers as one of them pulled Daniel Roeder out shortly before the vehicle exploded.
God damn, dude. These are just crazy as hell. Yeah, crash and crush. What's this one?
On September 23, 2014, a 22-year-old man named Maksud fell into a white tiger's enclosure and got mauled to death at a Delhi zoo in India. Maksud's father said he had suffered being mentally challenged since the age of 11. Maksud had trouble keeping a job, often because he would go off and do other things. One of his bosses recalled Maksud running off to catch a wild animal and doing other people's work. The fact that he was fired again gave Maksud plenty of time to go to the zoo. He would tell his mother, who he lived with, that he was going out looking for a job when he was really buying tickets to go to the zoo with money he saved. Maksud was obsessed with tigers. He'd tell kids about seeing tigers at the zoo and tell friends and family about tiger attack stories. On the day of the attack, Maksud climbed over a short fence and fell into the dry moat in the tiger's enclosure by leaning against the moat wall. The zoo director later said in a statement that all the enclosures of the National Zoological Park are absolutely safe. No visitor can reach the moat wall of the enclosure without crossing the standoff barrier. The visitor crossed the standoff barrier and ultimately jumped into the enclosure, which led to death by tiger. But eyewitnesses say that was not the case. Maksud lost his footing and fell into the enclosure. He had gone very close to the final barrier between the tiger's enclosure and the area where visitors can stand in order to aim better. He was throwing stones at the tiger, said Batu, an eyewitness who recorded the entire incident on his phone. Eyewitnesses criticized the zoo's ability to be prepared for such an incident. It took them almost 20 minutes to arrive at the spot. They were ill-prepared for such accidents. They didn't even try to tranquilize the animal, said Veena Sharma, another visitor.
Oh,
Zoo
shit,
officials said tranquilizing the tiger was a complicated procedure and was not practical in this situation. Maksud spent around 15 minutes in the enclosure making movements with his hands, looking as if he was praying or asking the tiger for mercy. The tiger, named Vijay, walked up to Maksud and occasionally batted at him and stared at him. Other visitors at the zoo panicked as the tiger stared down Maksud and started throwing rocks and sticks at the animal. It's believed that this agitated Vijay and sparked him to grab Maksud by the neck and carry him off to the other side of the enclosure, where the tiger crushed his neck. It took around 3 hours to remove his body. Maksud was only 20 years old and married to Fatima, who was 7 months pregnant.
Oh, shit, man. Why do I subject myself to this shit? God damn. It's so crazy, but at the same time, it's so, like, hey. Crimes and Execution of Jimmy Lee.
Yellowstone, the world's first national park. Established on March 1st, 1872, the park spans 3,472 square miles in the northwest of the United States. It's well known for its large selection of wildlife, as well as the many hot springs and geysers it contains, such as Old Faithful. Millions of people visit Yellowstone every year to witness its natural wonders. But for some, the experience presented by the park is not enough, so they stray off the designated paths and safety zones that are put in place to protect the visitor.
Oh boy, here we go.
This can result in serious injury or death. On June 7, 2016, Colin Nathaniel Scott and his sister Sable Scott were visiting the Norris Geyser Basin in Yellowstone when the two siblings decided to venture off the boardwalk that was set up to give visitors a safe view of the area. Their plan was to go swimming in one of the hot springs pools, an activity known as hot potting. They had moved several hundred feet from the boardwalk when Colin decided to check the temperature of one of the pools. As he was kneeling down to test the hot spring, he slipped and fell into the nearly 200-degree boiling water. Sable Scott ran for help immediately. It's believed her brother died shortly after falling in the hot spring. Search and rescue personnel arrived later to find Colin floating in one of the pools along with his wallet and flip-flops. However, they could not retrieve his body due to a thunderstorm. Recovery efforts were continued the next day, but at that point, they could not find any of Colin remaining. They believe his body had dissolved in the highly acidic, scorching waters of the hot spring. Park spokeswoman Carissa Reed said, "They were able to recover a few personal effects. There were no remains left to recover." She added there was little point in continuing the search due to the extreme nature and futility of it all. Rescuers said it was unlikely any remains would be found due to the extreme temperatures of the basin. At least 22 people are known to have died from hot spring-related injuries in and around Yellowstone since 1890. Yellowstone Ranger Dan Wenk told reporters, "This tragic event must remind all of us to follow the regulations and stay on boardwalks."
God damn, dude. Of course, fucking Coyote Peterson with his hands in the hot springs. Ay. Oh, this one's gnarly. Senior Tower Road tower collapse. Bases of Metallica. So excuse me.
On July 29th, 1997, a teen couple was on the run from police after stealing a riding lawnmower. After driving through a four-way stop and passing other vehicles using the wrong side of the road, the teenage outlaws approached a red light and decided to drive through it.
Oh, fuck.
Both of them were killed instantly from the impact of the semi-truck.
Holy shit, dude.
September 4th, 1991. Police in Cobb County, Georgia get reports of a stolen Jeep vehicle, and soon a high-speed pursuit begins.
Oh shit. Are they trying to do the pit maneuver? Like they ram the side and it loses control?
After the police cruiser in the rear of the Jeep executes a pit maneuver on the runaway vehicle, the Jeep loses control and begins to flip. If you look closely at the top of the screen, you can see one of the passengers being tossed out of the vehicle as it tumbles.
Shit, dude.
According to the documentary, banned from television, the passenger was said to have been crushed by the rolling car. However, the banned from television wiki states that this claim is false, and that news articles reported no deaths after the chase. On April 22, 1996, a highway patrol officer in Macon, Georgia, pulls over a driver for speeding. After waiting nearly a minute for the driver to find his driver's license, he tells the officer that he cannot find it.
Stand right there for me, please, sir. Where's your driver's license, please? Oh, you can't find it. I just checked it, 76 and a 55, sir. So how come I stopped you? Why ain't going so fast? Well, am I going so fast? Yeah. Go so fast. 10-4. Don't put your hand in your pocket, please. You ain't got to do all that. Just don't put your hand in your pocket, please. You mean hear what I say? Stand around that way. Don't put your hand back in your pocket. I say do not put your hand in your pocket. Are you hard of hearing or what? How much you had to drink tonight?
After receiving repeated warnings from the officer, the suspect appears to begin slowly losing his temper.
You get your ass around in front of that car. Put your hands on the hood. Put your hands on the hood. I got something here for you, man. You better cool it. 10D1.
Right here, you can see the driver watching the officer from the corner of his eyes as if he's waiting for the patrolman to look away. A few moments later, he makes his move and begins attacking the officer.
Stop! 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 Get on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get on the ground. 10A1 control, 10-3. Stop! Stop!
Shit.
10A1 control. 10A1. Menta.
The man was later captured 2 miles down the road and convicted.
Shit.
On February 16, 1991, a driver was pulled over by Highway Patrol for speeding. It seemed like a routine stop until this happened.
Shit, dude.
As the trooper begins opening the driver's side door, a drunk driver driving too far on the side of the road hits the unsuspecting officer. Thankfully, the man previously pulled over by the officer was there to quickly help the downed patrolman.
Emergency out here. Give me an emergency out here. The Yankton Kirk wall. Just shot a highway patrol. Do you read me, anybody? Anybody, read me?
On August 7th, 2000, Texas Highway Patrolman Randall Wade Vetter was pulling over a 72-year-old man for not wearing a seatbelt. Before the officer even steps out of his vehicle, the old man jumps out of his car with a rifle and begins approaching the officer. After ignoring the trooper's commands, the suspect and the officer began firing at each other. Highway Patrolman Randall Vetter was shot in the head and died 4 days later while in the hospital. As Vetter lay dying in his car, the old man used the officer's radio to report his shooting and then attempted to flee the scene. It was said the old man was known by local police for claiming he would shoot any officers who tried to give him a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. The suspect was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. He died in 2008 while serving his sentence.
I don't feel anything.
Shit, dude. All right. Factory work explosion in Indonesia. I think that's enough. Scary stories for now. My goodness, man. Brandon Swanson. The Beast of Jersey. Oh! Resident Evil Outbreak! Yes, yes. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, look, see, I have Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and 2. Fallout 1 and 2. But do I still have PCSX? Wait a minute. I know I should have them available. Let's see. Documents. I know they gotta be here somewhere. Is it this? Boot by so fast. Oh. See what this does. No, come on, let me skip. Oh. Damn it. Let me pick. Okay, that was really scary. God damn it. Yes. Yes. Rolf would like to load my network file. Thank you, Ed boy. Wait a minute. I need to connect my controller. Hi, beautiful boy. Oh, my sweet, sweet snowball. Ah, man, I love cats. I just love everything about them. They are the most wonderful creatures. Yeah, they're so elegant and beautiful and so delicious. I think I might just do the Xbox controller, because there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to do this with just the standard What is it, my sweet baby? My sweet snowball. Because I don't know if I'll be able to play this with the let's see. Okay. What is it, baby? Yes, my baby. can I help you, Miss? Look at you. Beautiful. Ah, man. Come here, my sweet baby. Okay, look, I gotta give you some cuddles, because I know that's what you want, baby. Okay? I know that's why you bugging. You're not really bugging, you know. How could you ever be? How could you ever bug me, baby? Hmm? Come on. You can't bug me. You enrich my life, Snowball, in so many ways. Okay? First, Dempsey, I'm going to tell you how exactly it is that you enrich my life. Okay? Dubkov, I want you to stop doing that while I explain these things to you. Okay? Ah! Bro, I swear, I'm gonna trim your freaking nails. There. It's so delectable little weapons, yeah? Oh, yeah, look at the fluffy tummy. Oh, oh my Snowball, you've always had a fluffy tummy, huh? Ah! What? No. You stop that. No, you can play with the microphone all you want. I know that's what you want to do. So go ahead, man. Go ahead and play with the microphone. Okay? While I'm rubbing your belly. Because I know how much you love belly rubs. I think out of everything, Snowball, you're like a sucker for belly rubs. And you know what? That's okay, because I probably would be too. I mean, could you imagine? Like, you're just like, you're having a good day. Having the best day of your life. And then your owner just decides to pick you up, lay you on your back, and you start chilling like a villain, getting your belly rubbed. Ain't that life, Snowball? Isn't that grand? Sometimes I wish I were a cat. So I could join you, my friend. This seems like a very, very luxurious kind of life. No thoughts, no worries, not having to think about anything at all except, food, cuddle time, sleepy time, time outside, and just, loving life, enjoying life. It is crazy how we've gone through so many adventures together, my Snowball. You and me, we've gone through so much, buddy. We really have. Ever since you were a little baby, we've had adventures, huh? Yeah. We've had some amazing years together, Snowball. We really have gone through a lot, haven't we? I know I wouldn't trade it for the world. You might not know it, Snowball, but you really... Just thank you for everything. Really. I know you may never be able to understand the words that I tell you, Snowball, but I just want you to know that I love you. And I'm pretty sure you know that. I hope you know that. I try to show you every day, Bubby. You know? Every day I try to show you. I'm so happy that you're my cat. I'm so happy that you've been part of my life for well over, 14, 15 years now? It is crazy how time flies, huh? But you have done so much for me, You've given me so much love and kindness. And I've always done my best to do what I can to just give it all back to you because you deserve it, bub. Probably put you down now, huh? I'm probably getting tired of being held like a baby. But I just want to say thank you for everything, Snowball. You've shown me what it's like to be able to, take care of another life. Sorry. Anyway, aside from that, out of a moment that I had there, let's say we get back to playing. Yeah, just you know, little little note for anybody out there who may be listening or coming by or checking things out. You know, if you have an animal, if you have a pet, beloved member of the family, be sure to give some of your, devote some of your time to them, because your time is devoted to so many other things, but they would be more than happy to devote all of their time to you if given. I'm just... Anyway. Let's see if we'll even be able to get into a game. Yeah. No. That was network configuration. What is your mission? My sweet kitty.
Biohazard. Outbreak. File 2.
It's fine. Okay, let's see, lost connection settings. I don't really know what else to go with. Cool. Be polite and observe proper etiquette while playing and talking to others. Okay. Snowball. Those are nerds, baby! Meow! Those are nerds, silly cat. Those are not your kitties. It's not meant for kitty consumption. Oh. My clothes is filled with kitty hairs. Taking a good while to load. My goodness. Probably not gonna be able to load in. Oh well. I tried. It wasn't gonna be a surefire guarantee thing anyway. You know. But at least I know that. Oh man. At least I know that. I can still run Outbreak. I think it might be Outbreak 1? Or was it 2? I don't remember. I think it was 2. I don't know, it's too much. Yeah, that's right. Nice. Every time I look over at him, he's always like looking at himself like, bruh, like chill. You're not that tasty. Okay? I'll be right back. Okay. It's like I want to sing karaoke, but B-U-T-T, but I don't know. Do I? Should I? And a millionaire bags. Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, it shouldn't even be surprising that these people beg. Like we have fucking Oprah Winfrey and The Rock even doing that shit. But I mean, it's been happening for a good long time now, so I don't know why people were acting like it's a big surprise. Everybody sing Bakamite. What do you guys think? Should I go ahead and sing Bakamite? Let's go ahead and do it. But why does it sound like that? I like the lower pitched. Low pitch is always nice. No? I'd say so. I mean, I don't know. I just like it because it sounds more like Kitty than anything, right? It's like, バカみたい子供なのね。夢を追って傷ついて。嘘な下手なくせに笑えない笑顔を見せた。I love you もろくに言わない。口下手でほんまに不器用。なのにどうしてさよならは言ったの。ダメだね、ダメよ、ダメなのよ。あなたな好きで好きすぎて。どれだけ強いお酒でも歪みない思い出はバカみたい。Say it like that. It's such a good song. I actually learned how to sing this just by listening to it every now and then. It's just so good. You know? バカみたい。ほんとバカね。あんた信じるばかりで強い女らふり進めさん夜風浴びる。人君だけ残念なすぎ。髪切りサイド始まりました。なのにどうしていないんだっけ。上気ぜりほんなにろくなここやな。悟りの首は外します。狭みのせいせいそぬはゆきなにぬらいなのバカみたい。See, I sort of remember Baka Mitai, but I have to listen to it a little bit more often too. And then also, the scary part is that it's not even a joke. It's just a really, really good song. Damn, son! Dame da ne, dame yo, dame nano yo. Anata na suki de suki sugite. どれだけ強いお酒でも歪みない思い出はバカみたい。そんなにろくな男やな。下がりの首は外します。Zabari no say solua ninakari koronamida baka mitai. Man, this song has been with me for everything. Losing family, getting rejected, finding new friends, losing old friends, good times, really bad times. When your friend says your joke louder and everyone laughs, I've been a fool. Bakamitai. Ah, man. I think I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course I'll do Bakamite when I'm out on my trip to Japan, and I'll also be doing 24-hour Cinderella because why the fuck not? What? Shut up, babe. Shut up, I am senpai. The fuck? The risky world of hardcore bingo? Damn, I didn't know bingo could be so fucking competitive. Jesus. What? A woman brags about ruining Gel Lady's life for attention. Who the fuck is Gel Lady?
This is one of those stories that infuriates me on the behalf of the main person that we're covering in today's video. Because this whole story is just a reminder of how stupid some people can be and how sad and pathetic others can be just for a tiny bit of attention on the internet. Well, this is by far the most requested story that you guys submitted here this week.
What
this
is
whole
this?
video revolves around the TikTok user by name of Ashley Elliott, who is known as the Gel Lady due to her making a bunch of content around hair gel. And she
What? What? Okay, granted I don't even use fucking TikTok anymore or whatever. I don't even care for that platform. I've pretty much just given up on doing anything with it really. I mean sorry. I need to mute my mic for a sec. Okay, much better. Hold on one sec. So you're not wrong there, yeah. Sorry, this is a clip my friend just sent me right now of is prostitution considered cheating in Japan. I'm like, yeah, I would consider it cheating. Shit. Like, bro, what? I mean, I know it's very common to do it over there, but over here, me personally, I would consider it cheating. Anyway, so let's keep watching about the Gel Lady. Yeah. So, okay, so she's known on TikTok for making content about putting gel in her hair and just. All right. I'm gonna try to. Sure.
She even sells her own hair gel brand. But this story has very little to do with hair gel and a lot to do with an unfortunate relationship and someone who involves themselves simply because they want attention. And this story starts off with the Gel Lady making this video.
So I have been working since I was 16 years old, and let me tell you the reason why I will never stop. Let me tell you what one of my biggest fears is. Just imagine this. Imagine it, okay? You find a man, he's amazing, he's making great money, and he wants to take care of you for the rest of your life. And you decide, cool, I just get to be home, raise the kids, he's gonna be the hardworking man he is, and he's going to take care of us. Now, imagine 20 years later, he finds somebody else that's younger, more beautiful, and he leaves you. And you don't have a job.
¿Vale?
You don't have
Al rato como.
any ways to financially support yourself. You no longer have your youth, and now you're alone. That would be one of my biggest fears.
What?
And I know some of y'all are married to some great men, okay? But I wouldn't put nothing past nobody. Somebody might tell you today, hey, I love you, I love you. I would never, ever, ever, ever do that to you. But
That
in
is
5
true.
years, 10 years, 15 years, people change. And that's the reason I will never stop working for my own money.
Now, you may be able to guess how the internet reacted to a massive influencer with like 15 million followers alluding to the fact that her husband left her for a younger woman. They went absolutely crazy, and that kind of forced her to address it again.
You guys, this is not my situation right now. I was just telling you the reason I will always work and why I would teach my daughter not to depend on a man financially. This has nothing to do with me. I literally brought up a scenario saying if you were married to a man for 20 years, you've never had a job, you've never had any skill sets because you thought he would take care of you for the rest.
But then who's okay? Thinking at this from a logical perspective, but who then would be at fault? You can't just think that you're not gonna do anything. You know, at least you should be able to also develop skills too. Because I mean, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to do that if you're living that kind of life. I mean, unless you're, well, I mean, everybody's different, you know. And granted, there are parents, you know, who work 2, 3 jobs and they still make time for school or learning a skill set in between that. Whether you're up to doing that or not is completely up to you as the individual, but ultimately that should also be something to think about too. But, you know,
Your life, and imagine if he left you for somebody else. It was a scenario. It's a scenario that has scared me since I was a girl. So I've been working since I was 16 years old. I worked at Burger King.
So then, if I'm getting this, if I'm listening to this correctly, her fear is that somebody might leave her for somebody younger, and she will be left to be by herself with no skill sets or any kind of, you know, job experience because she thought that she wouldn't have to do anything, that she was going to be taken care of and everything. I mean, I understand that, I suppose. But at the same time, what if you are, you know, what if you don't have any kids and you just stay at home and take care of the home? What do you do with all the free time that you have then? Wouldn't you be able to invest it towards a hobby or an interest or a skill set? Something at least. At least that's how I personally see it. That's what I would do.
I joined the Army. I started a business. I make money on social media. Like, I am very, very, very financially stable. And so this would just never be a scenario that would fit me. And that was intentional for me. So that's all the video was about, is I was just like, imagine if this was to happen and how horrible that would be if you've never had a job because you depended on a man. And I was trying to say, people change. No matter how great you think somebody is, people change. So no, this has nothing to do with me and my husband.
Okay, so now it's just a hypothetical situation, or is it? Because
So,
in the next video...
So then I'm confused now because, like, so then what was the whole point of that rant if it wasn't for your fear? It was in order to, now it was just a hypothetical example of something? I'm confused.
She confirms that she removed her ring and doesn't want to talk about it.
All the videos of my husband have been removed from all of my platforms. And I understand that this raised a lot of concerns, especially because a lot of you guys follow us for our couples content. But I did start this channel by myself in 2020. I've always loved being on social media, and he did not. Over time, I talked him into being on my social media, and we saw how well the videos did of us together. So we just continued, but it was something that I was most definitely much more passionate about. But he no longer wants this lifestyle. He doesn't want to be recognized every single time he goes out in public. Quote unquote fame is not what everybody wants. We no longer have any kind of privacy, but that just comes with the territory of being a social media influencer, and I'm okay with that. He is not.
Why would you be okay with everybody knowing every single thing about you? Or not having any kind of privacy? No. I wouldn't be okay with it. Fuck that, dude. But, I mean, you know, some people are fine with it. Some people are okay with letting everybody know every little detail about their life. I'm not. Fuck that. You don't need to know shit about me.
I hope you guys can understand. I know it's going to be hard because a lot of you follow us for our couples content. But I will continue to make content just like I did when I first started. And as far as the ring, you guys have noticed it's been off my finger for a couple weeks now, and that's just something that I want to keep private right now.
And that was all fine until the most random person who's the definition of the tool that farmers use to shape soil decided to throw herself into this situation. And she did this because apparently she's an S worker, and the husband of the gel lady started talking to her for some reason. So this woman is using that as her moment to finally get a drop of attention.
I don't have a lot of time to say what I want to say because I am currently evacuating for a hurricane, but I do want to kind of touch on it.
That's actually hilarious. Getting some basic level attention is way more important to her than actually evacuating her family for a hurricane. Some people's priorities are absolutely messed up.
Right. They just imagine like, hey guys, I know we're like prepping for like a natural disaster right now, but just give me a couple minutes. I gotta make this TikTok real quick. It'll just be a little bit. Oh, actually, hold on, I gotta edit this a little bit, make sure that it's, you know, up to viewing standards, make sure that it gets a lot of views, a lot of attention, as much attention as it possibly can. Okay, I see we're all packed up. I still have to pack up my stuff, you know, any like personal belongings or anything that might get destroyed. I don't really care for. I just need to make this TikTok real quick. So
first, I want to say that I am not blasting this girl's business. She is quite literally blasting herself. I'm not coming for her for crying on the internet because honestly, who hasn't? Because I sure as hell have. Being a mom is quite hard sometimes, but it's also the biggest blessing of your life. And I'm not about to see this girl do it all alone over something that she thinks is bigger than what it is. That's my opinion. I don't know what else is going on in their home. I don't know what side of the story he gave her, what he has said or not. And if she doesn't want to reach out, that's fine. I'm not the kind of woman that says, don't come at me as a woman. If you have a question, feel free to ask, and I will decide if I want to answer or not. Now, while the first time she came at me was not crazy and I did respect it, I did get a little when I started seeing things like, I'm going to raise my daughter to be da-da-da-da, when all I have is daughters.
I feel like this is exactly what main character syndrome is, because the jail lady hasn't mentioned her at all. But because she made a video of how she would raise her daughters, she chose to take offense to that and is, in return, airing out her dirty laundry to the public. To me, it sounds a lot more like an unresolved internal issue rather than the jail lady coming for this random woman that no one's heard of.
And I posted that video because when she gave that scenario of a man taking care of his family and then leaving, it was very relatable for me.
Alright, that sounds like a personal problem.
Me, but he does take care of his family. Hey, Mama. First of all, I want to make it very clear we did not meet up in person. Second of all, even though there was communication, I think there was a reason. I don't feel like this man is heard, and now I feel like he's being slightly bashed on the internet. What? And she might not be wrong for this. She might have a whole different image of what's going on. I'm not saying what he did is right. Everybody has different morals, but in my eyes, I saw it as something else that she probably doesn't see it as. What I saw was a man who was not heard, and he wanted to be heard and understood. He did mention multiple times that he did try to communicate these things, but obviously they weren't heard if I see that it's still going on. He didn't have to say that. there was also many comments that would say the things that he was feeling because it was just very obvious.
All right, man, I'm talking to you now. Don't ever use OF girls as therapists because clearly there is no therapist-patient privilege here whatsoever. And let's be real.
I mean, yeah. I never really understood why, you know, girls think it's okay to just because I've heard this from friends, you know, back when back in like fucking what, I want to say like 8th grade through like 10th grade. So from 8th grade up to my sophomore year. It was I would just hear like, you know, people getting their darkest secrets told on. That just sounds like, you know, it sounds like fucking kid shit. Going around and telling people your personal business, or whenever you guys break up and you go around and you're telling people personal shit about them, like that's so fucking childish. Who the fuck does that? It's like, yeah, we broke up, but I'm gonna go around and tell everybody, tell all my BFFs, you know, tell all my homies about all this personal shit about you, just so that they, you know, just that they have a much worse image of you, even though uh, I didn't really say all that stuff in the beginning. I don't know what I'm talking about, like fucking Rick. But yeah, I'm just gonna go around and tell all your friends about how much of a horrible person you are and your deepest, darkest secrets. And then you're probably gonna go and tell all your friends, or all your, you know, BFFs and wifeys or whatever you want to call them now. You're probably gonna tell them about all of my secrets, and you know everything is just gonna go to shit and wubble a dub dub.
OF girls probably cost more, and you have the chance of having all of your dirty laundry aired out for the entire world to hear. Why, you may ask? Well, I guess for some basic level attention. Because my entire reaction to this video is, who asked? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm just like,
didn't
what?
Want to address this. And now this leech is inserting herself into the situation, airing out all the dirty laundry of the couple, and defending the husband in a way, which isn't defending him, by the way, because like she's just making him seem like an absolute clown. So congratulations to this woman for making a video that's just a net negative to society.
And while it did make the content good for y'all, if it feels emotionally or mentally exhausting for somebody, I would try to hear that out.
But
because
I mean, they're right. Who the fuck is even asking? Like, who even are you? Why do you just insert yourself into shit that has absolutely nothing to do with you?
that might lead to other things that you don't want. After hearing this video, would it be worth twirling your whole family if he never did what you felt like in that scenario, leaving or cheating on you?
Again, who asked? Why is she making this video?
My opinion, if he was lacking in other areas of the home.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody asked for your opinion. Nobody gives a fuck about your opinion unless they actually asked for it, which they didn't, so therefore nobody gives a flying fuck. It's not that hard to understand, but people feel entitled. They have to make it about themselves because they have nothing else going on in their life, so they have to insert themselves some shape, way, or form, some way, you know, make it seem like a personal attack. And that's, man, just people. Just people, man. You gotta love it.
And didn't want to make content, okay, then what the hell? But if he is there for the children, if he is there for you, then if this is something you find enjoyable, and even if it's not enjoyable for you, but if it's something you're good at, I understand he's your partner. But notice how my house is getting trashed right behind me in less than 3 minutes.
What?
I do wish their family well. It's hurricane season. I want her to know her man loves her. He made that very known.
Doesn't sound like it. He used an OF girl as a therapist when he's married.
Oh no! Wait a minute. I don't know the dude did that. Who the what? Yeah, baby. I got a new therapist. They work at OnlyFans. You know, they were doing kind of a, I don't know. They were doing what? Yeah, today's September. So like, don't they have like a September thing on there as well? Something like some shit that Twitch does too. Like, yeah, baby, they were having a September, subscription Lollapalooza fucking blowout sale, and I couldn't say no to those. It went from 15 to down to $5. That's like $10 off, baby. $5 a month, and I get free therapy sessions. Oh, I have to mute this because my friend's just gonna keep sending me invites. Free therapy sessions, a lot cheaper from an OF girl who's not clinically certified to be able to, be a psychologist, but sure.
Clearly,
What a smart dude. What a very smart man. Oh, God. Dude's a fucking moron.
wife didn't know about it, so this is essentially him just lighting the entire relationship on fire. You don't really need to be a rocket scientist to figure out, hey, if you can pay extra money to see your therapist naked, there's a massive problem there.
Yeah.
But, unfortunately for everyone, she made a second video to clarify things.
Oh, God.
My name is Shayla, and I'm in the industry. And it is quite literally my job to answer random unknown men.
But who the fuck asked
interaction
you?
was a little different because it wasn't to fulfill a fantasy. It was more of a therapy session. They made it very clear how much they loved their wife, and eventually it came to light who they were because
It was a therapy session, yet you decided to just say all of their personal shit out in the open for everyone to hear. What happened to I don't know, if it was a session, what happened to patient doctor patient confidentiality? No, is that not what can is that not applicable to your kind of therapeutic business? Hey, bucko.
they told me who their wife was.
What an idiot, but I kind of want to know what his reaction was to see his OF therapist airing out all of his clownery for the entire internet to hear.
Which I have been following her for 2, maybe more years. Shortly after his wife found out, she did message me, but I chose not to answer because, one, this is not the first time that a wife has been mad, and I understand because of my job. And two, I know you say things out of anger or being hurt. The only reason I decided to even reply to any of the chaos, I felt like I was being low-key bullied. The first thing I noticed...
Oh, and you're a therapist and you're using that... What? Did you feel like your emotional well-being was being attacked? Were your emotions being hurt? I feel like I was low-key being bullied.
She mentioned multiple times that we should be the women that we would want our daughter to be. I have daughters, and she has a daughter too, but she never mentioned anything how to raise her son.
Again.
Yeah, what? What? Why didn't they make it about yourself, though? Jesus.
Again, this sounds like her choosing to take offense here. Like,
yeah. Why the it's those kind of people. Like I said, they take personal offense to it, so much so that they just have to make it about them, right? They have to find some way, some reason, some form to get a smidge or a drop of attention from them because it hurt their personal feelings. Oh God, their feelings. Oh no, how will they ever recover? But then what? Depending on how long they decided to think about it, I guess. But for the most part, within like the next 10, 15 minutes, you forget about what the fuck you were even getting mad about. But I guess not, according to this lady. Let's keep going.
No one would have ever known of this woman if she didn't just out herself out as being the homewrecker. Because she inserted herself into this situation here.
Me and my man have an open relationship, which that came up in conversation with her husband when he was messaging me. So she would post things like this asking about basically open relationships. I just recently dyed my hair, but I did have black hair. So on the 20th, she said, change my hair and make him feel like he cheating.
What?
And now all of a sudden, everybody in the comments is saying something about my butt because I got a BBL. It might have something to do with the fact that 3 days ago she said it ain't perfect, but it's natural.
What?
That is the only reason I made a response. I am not saying that it was right.
Damn, girl, are you a YMCA member with all these gymnastics you're doing here? She should have just been honest and said, hey, this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened in my life, and I just couldn't not insert myself here.
For everybody assuming that I chased after a married man, like I said, I did not know who they were at first. I do have my own man, and everybody seems to think that they put two and two together, that I left him and our children, or that he left us, which neither is true. We are still a happy family. But now that this is going viral, I've been getting threats and very mean comments. And now everybody talking about me for going after somebody's man, now they're going after my man. And these women that are saying they don't claim me as one of their own, saying that I have disgusting behavior, but are coming at me with threats and some of the nastiest comments, or name calling.
She literally brought this on herself.
Yeah.
But clearly, like, she loves this because she followed up that TikTok with this.
Oh, God.
Oh my goodness, I love this question. I think.
And remember, the gel lady, she didn't want to address this, but with all of that we just saw, she was kind of forced to.
I had every intention of keeping the details of my marriage private. Yes, I did hint to you guys that I wasn't okay and my marriage wasn't okay. Did I share any details? No. And the reason I even let you guys in just a little bit was to show that I'm real with real problems. The last thing I want to be is a content creator who only shows all the perfect moments, because that's not real. And I wanted people to know if they're going through something, they're not alone. Now, with all that being said, there are a few things I would like to address. And then after that, you guys, I need to protect my peace and log off. Number one, you guys will never catch me bashing my family on the internet. And whether my husband is my husband or my ex-husband, he is my family. Number two, I have never in my life bullied or targeted somebody on social media. I did not make one post about this person. And majority of these posts that I made were before I even knew she existed. I had no idea that she had a BBL. I thought she looked natural. Good job. Your BBL looks very natural. Did I put on a black wig because of this person? No. Did I make posts about my daughter because of this person? No. Before I even knew she existed, I made a post on my Facebook that said, be the woman you'd want your daughter to be. And that was before I even knew she existed. I said that because I was going through something internally, and I thought to myself, how would I want my daughter to handle this as a woman?
Yeah, this is just a sad situation. Remember I said earlier this video is sadly just going to be a reminder that some people just suck. Because the only winner of this situation is the leech, because she got her tiny bit of attention, if you call that a win.
And that brings me comfort, because it helps me make a decision based off of how I would want my daughter to feel and how I'd want her to be treated. Now, when I found out about this person, I blocked her on social media. So the fact that she has been able to still screenshot all my stuff is very concerning to me. And the reason I blocked her was to protect my peace. I did not want to see anything she had going on. I didn't know if she had daughters, sons. I didn't know anything about her. And the last thing I want to address is this narrative that I forced my husband to make videos. I know that we've always had that role where he was annoyed and I was the one who enjoyed the videos. And that was agreed upon. Social media is bringing us in $20,000 a month, and that's aside from the business. And I've never put the numbers out there like that, but I need you guys to know that this provides for our family. This has made us debt free. This has made us financially free. I have never forced anybody to be in a video with me. And he even offered to continue making videos with me, even if we're no longer together. And I respectfully declined. So am I this evil person that forced her husband into doing something he didn't want to do? No.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the gel lady. Like, obviously, I don't know how the inner workings of their relationship is, as it should be, I guess, other than what this guy's therapist has shared. But
Yeah, but then you have people that just want to air out other people's problems. And then they're so fucking, yeah, they're proud of ruining relationships and just fucking people over because they get their little seconds of fame, their little bits and pieces of, you know, just, they The hidden keto techniques that are stronger than Bankai.
So you've probably heard me say this before, but I'm gonna say it again. Keto is one of the most interesting parts about the Bleach power system. And ever since Kubo introduced us to keto, I was totally hooked. I wanted to see more. And for me, the biggest reason why I love the fake Karakura Town arc is because we got this majestic and magnificent display of keto from Taite Kubo. From Hachi vs Baragan, Urahara vs Aizen, Shuhei vs Findor. It was just beautiful to see them utilize these abilities almost like magic spells against their enemies. And my interest in keto only grew from there. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know what is the Hado number 99? What is Hado number 98? But unfortunately for me and many other people who are interested in keto, from that part onwards, keto almost fell into obscurity. I mean, the last time we saw a vibrant display of keto from anyone was when Aizen used Hado 90 on Ichigo, and which did nothing anyways. But it was still interesting. It was still exciting to see. I can remember the chills I got when I first heard Aizen do the incantation for the Hado 90 Kurohitsugi against Ichigo. That was such an epic moment. Although it really didn't get any better for Kido after that point, but later on in the Thousand Year Blood arc, Kubo does this attempt at reviving the interest in Kido. And guys, that is what we're gonna be taking a look at today. We're gonna be going through the reveal of the existence of hidden Kido techniques. Or to be more exact, we're gonna be taking a look at the hidden Hado techniques which were revealed in the fight between Ichibei and Yuha. And in the same video, I'm gonna be giving you my reasons as to why I believe these secret Hado techniques may be even more powerful than Bankai as the number keeps going up. And trust me when I tell you this gets interesting. Anyways, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the channel notifications so you never miss an upload. With that said, let's begin. So in the confrontation between Ichibei and Yuha in the Soul King's Palace, it was a tight battle. It's one of the very best battles in Bleach, one of the most epic fights you'll ever see when it gets animated. And in this battle, we got a revelation that easily revitalized my interest in Kido. And this was the revelation that there exist secret Hado techniques. Now this video will be titled something along the lines Secret Kido Techniques. That's because Hado and Bakudo are part of Kido. And if they are hidden Hado, then that means they're also hidden Bakudo and other Kido techniques. Anyways, let's move on. So in that fight, Yuha used what is the ultimate form of...
So Kido is the way of destruction, and Bakudo is the way of binding. So of course there's going to be hidden techniques.
The Blood Vein. For those who don't know, the Blood Vein is a defensive Quincy ability that is utilized by only pure blood Stanritas or Quincy's. And the ultimate or the final form of the Blood Vein is the Blood Vein of Verben. Now guys, I'm so sorry for prolonging the video, but I have to give you a brief rundown on how blood works. So by pumping reishi into their blood vessels, Quincy's are able to drastically increase their defense and attack power. This is basically blood. Now there are two kinds of blood. The defensive power of blood is called Blood Vein, and the offensive technique of blood is called blood artery. And now that you have the basic idea of what blood is and the parts of blood, we can now move on. So in his fight against Ichibei, Yuha used what is the strongest form of the blood vein, which is the blood vein of Verben. While in blood vein, the defense is only limited to your body. In blood of Verben, that defense is actually projected onto the outside of your body. This means that with blood of Verben, you can actually project your blood vein onto the outside of your body and make this barrier. Now, it's common sense that this blood vein of Verben is more powerful than blood. And not to mention, it was Yuha, the strongest Quincy, who was using that technique. And when Ichibei saw Yuha use this blood of Verben, he was intrigued for a moment because he had never seen anything like it, but he knew it would summon blood vein. But he was like, I'm gonna break it anyway. And this is the most important part of the video. This is where Ichibei proceeds to use a secret Hado technique. Here is where it's revealed that there exist secret Hado techniques apart from the ones we know, the Hado 90s and such. And guys, believe it or not, the Hado that Ichibei used was the secret Hado number 3, Tepusatsu. Number 3, I will repeat that again. The secret Hado technique that Ichibei used was only the third ranked secret Hado technique. Guys, boys and girls, Bleach fans, you do realize that if you apply the same logic of numbering that is used in the normal Kido or in the normal Hado, and we apply them to these secret Hado techniques, then that means that Tepusatsu, which is the secret Hado ability that Ichibei used, is the third weakest ability or Hado in these secret Hado abilities. And that means that there are other 96 more powerful abilities than Tepusatsu. Guys, this is actually insane. Now Now that is only valid if we assume that the same way we have the normal hurdles that are numbered from 1 to 100, then that also applies to the secret hurdle, and which I believe it does. So the third weakest secret hurdle ability was able to absolutely demolish the ultimate defense ability of the king of the quincies himself, the most powerful quincies in existence, and that there are actually other 96 more powerful abilities than Tepusatsu. This is insane.
It might
And
be
to give you a perspective on
96
how powerful
secret.
the normal Bloodvin is, let alone the Bloodvin of Verben, let's take a look at 3 instances where Bloodvin was used. The first one, Bloodvin was used when Kilge Opid topped a point-blank neck attack from Shikai Ichigo. This is one of the most powerful versions of Ichigo. And the second example where the mighty power of the Bloodvin was displayed was when Ichigo used Bloodvin to actually stop a point-blank attack from Yuha himself. And the third and last example of how powerful the normal Bloodvin is when Jugram Harshwald and the fake Yuha actually used it to shield themselves from 15 million degrees, which is the power of Yamamoto's Bankai. So these Bloodvin can actually withstand the sun from close range. So guys, and you're telling me the Bloodvin of Eben, which is supposed to be more powerful than the normal Bloodvin, was actually taken down by the third weakest secret hurdle ability, and that there are 96 other abilities. Guys, this is where I end the video. I really don't have to make any other more points, because I believe from secret hurdle number 50 and upwards, they're just more powerful than Bankai. That's
it. God. Kuya Yukianesa. Sen kidding? I mean, if they were reversed, then why is Kurohitsugi the most powerful? If the, you know, well, ooh, what is this? Antonio Banderas. Let's hit this one. This technique is called sonido. Lupi Eterno, the least memorable espada, yet he comes back. Vietnamese food in California. Yeah, that shit is just crazy, dude. Ugh. Disgusting. We'll do a little bit of Apex. Yeah, he's on. I was gonna do Hitman 3, but fuck it. Hold on, just a second, mijo. Just chill. Here, let's do this. Just for a bit. Snowball. Yeah, I know, dude. I got your invitations. Hold on. Let me load in. Oops. No. There we go. Hey, what's up? What's up, mijo? Hey, what up, man? Sorry for being late.
No problem, man.
How's your day today, man?
Had a wonderful day, as per usual.
Oh yeah, dude. That's what I like to hear.
I got up to bronze 3.5, almost at bronze 2.
Hell yeah, man.
It's a nice grind, man. I feel like I can hit maybe platinum or diamond just by paying my passive time, as long as I don't go negative and stuff like that. Because the other day I was at I went down a whole bar pretty much, or I played like 10 games. I didn't get any points revenue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Fuck it, let's do some rank then.
Okay, hell yeah, man.
But you were saying? Sorry.
How was your day then?
No, you were gonna say something before I accidentally cut you off like that. My bad.
Oh no, I wasn't saying nothing, man.
Oh, okay. My day was good. Just just ran some errands, did a little bit of cooking in the morning, and just pretty much worked till the evening.
I'm 85 packs away from heirloom shards.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I'm gonna save them for the next heirloom they drop, right after Fuse. I decided whoever it is after Fuse, I'll get it no matter what when it drops. Even though whoever wants to be Mad Magnet or something like that, I'll still get it. Whatever the next heirloom after Fuse has with my shards.
Pick me, I'm so bored.
I wonder what the I already know what Fuse is, but I wonder what the other one's gonna be.
might even be a prestige skin afterwards. Might go to the prestige skin. So I'll still hold off on. I'll hold my shards off until they do one more heirloom after prestige. But it might be a while now that you mention it.
Interesting. Yeah, let's hold off until the next one.
Drop there.
I hear you. By the time you see me coming, I'll be going, and you'll be gone. Come by Casa de Octane for a cold one. Vámonos! Olé!
Everyone dies.
Looks more exciting over there.
So I was playing Revan a lot more for Kings Canyon. Like map. A lot of new people playing it. And pretty much the ultimate is an extra 75. So like I've done even one time where I got the house from the guy, and I hit around the corner, pop my ult, pop out with my extra shield, and I ended up downing the whole squad, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Good shit.
Like if you use it at 25% health, pretty much have white shield or blue shield.
Yeah.
Pretty nice clutch ultimate too. There's nothing in the clutch ult.
Oh, no, you're good.
I just grab it. If I grab it, I'll drop it anyway. If I get it on the first go.
It's go time! Thank you.
Shotgun bolt here. Level 4.
Warning. Movement in progress.
We have the benefit. We are inside the ring.
Oh, sweet.
Ready to fly, compadre?
Attention. Delivery.
Care package on high. Favor from the guards.
No way.
I will hunt for loot over there.
I'm surprised you're not gonna get Fuse's heirloom. I thought it'd be the first one you'd go for.
Can you explain that to me?
Huh?
Can you explain that to me?
Well, I feel like it would be, I don't know, I feel like you'd want to go for Fuse's heirloom, you know?
I definitely want it. It's one of the badass heirlooms there is, man. There's a lot of them, you know what I mean? It's really sick.
Yeah.
And especially at the end of the trailer where he does the melee drop down on him.
Yeah. Sick. Who knows? Maybe
I really want it, but
maybe they might change it to where the heirlooms do like damage, like extra damage now, which I feel like would probably be broken.
I mean, you have a lot of heirlooms anyway, right? At least you do.
A couple.
Okay, because they are still kind of pay to win because it's like you're playing a different game because you get a bonus weapon other than fists, you know?
Yeah.
And I've seen those rare animations on some too.
Down below us, behind us, behind us.
Blessing his sight.
Fire in the hole. Reloading. Firing on.
Got white shield.
Nice. Building to the left of you.
Recharging my shields. Scanning the area.
Oh shit. Nice. Damn!
Cracked a bad dude's shield. Downed that one. Somebody get me back up. Reloading. Arcstar. Come on, compadre. Get up. Come on, come on, come on. Getting shot at. Charging shields.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Got the banner. It's a race to the beacon. We're already in the ring.
And if all this wasn't bad enough, you're gonna miss a killer sunset. Having a bad day all around, ain't ya?
An enemy landed near me.
Thing all they do is rotate too far inward early. Normally I go to the that little place with the ship.
Yeah.
Because the first circle hadn't even come in yet. But so if you want, we should do warm up on duos or something. Try to get a dub or something on duos. If you want, but if you want to farm points, did you get points out of that?
Hold on. Did I? Yeah. Oh wait, no, I got negative 29.
Oh, okay. Well, we go if we want. I don't mind, but it's nice. But the 10 squad thing is huge because they said in the next collection event or whatever they're gonna patch. They're gonna patch the kill point and the up the kill points.
Yeah.
Because they severely need that, man. Right now it's pretty much just top 10. I mean top 7 or something just to farm 20 points a game, dude. Brutal. Even if you get like 10 kills or whatever. I've got several 9-kill games, and you only get the equivalent of points as kills you get. That's how many points you get. If you get 9 kills, you get 9 points.
Damn. Alright, hold on. Just give me a bit. I get something to drink.
Okay.
Alright, let's go, mijo.
Okay. And they're nerfing the Nemesis too. They're taking it out of the machine.
What happened?
They're nerfing the Nemesis as well. They're gonna take it out of the machine.
Oh, what? That's lame.
That's a huge nerf, man, because I think it's the best gun they've ever had in the crafter or whatever. Or it is the best. That's because it's the best gun, but they made it a lot slower recently, so it's balanced. But some people just craft it every game, and I've seen that, and it's pretty funny. Normally a bloodhound who just uses a Nemesis on you randomly in some of your games.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of do the whole crouching and strafing kind of thing. Just get people off my back. And
Yeah, I've been
most of the
getting
time it
better
works.
at that, man.
Whoever says the sky's the limit never left the ground.
Our path is made today.
Introducing your champion.
Better find me before I find you.
Come get some. Move it or die. Come get some.
What?
Move it or die.
Let's make a varsity play for the deck.
As you prepare, I am the hunter of the golden path.
I love this part! Yeah!
Everyone dies. I'm not interested.
Hey, what time will you be online tomorrow?
Anytime, man.
Huh?
Anytime.
Anytime? Alright, because I'll probably be online tomorrow early morning too. If you want to get some games in.
Okay.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Take it.
Attention. First blood.
Someone took first blood from me.
Thanks.
Seconds and the ring's just ahead. Gotta hop up here. Skull piercer. longbow here. Warning. Ring movement in progress.
Use the map. I have found the location of our enemies. Check your map. Let's go that way.
I don't know where y'all want to go.
We should just go further into the circle, like hydrate down.
Care package being delivered. Care copy.
Go camp at the hydro down.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
Reconvene here. May the gods watch over us.
There's a new kill leader, and it isn't me. We should check out over there.
I need a thermite grenade. Need heavy ammo.
My ultimate is ready.
Ultimate's ready.
The
Say the word
hunt
and we'll be in the
begins.
clouds.
Heavy ammo. Heavy ammo. Heavy
That's
ammo.
got my name written all over it. Thanks. We're still on the same page, right?
You get one last chance to give me what I want. Or else. You don't get a thanks. Not until you destroy my head.
I'm not going back on my word. I just need more time. We should cruise over there.
Yes.
Let's go.
We should cruise over there. Kill leader eliminated. New kill leader appointed.
Careful, new kill leader.
Flatline here.
Oh, that's it. Damn.
Check it out. Evac tower here. If you like flying as much as I do.
Sure, I guess.
Backpack here. Level 2.
Care package over there.
A trail. Copy that.
You can't escape.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown. We're not all in the ring. I can't help you if you're flash fried. Gun bandit. Delivering replicator.
Contact with hostile. Target over there.
Light ammo. Let's defend here.
I need light ammo.
Box 3, stepping
cold shields.
Hostile close.
Cracked shields on that bandit. Reloading.
Nice.
Last one. Get up before I kill you myself. 30 seconds to get inside that ring.
How did I know that you were gonna do that? Of course. Thank you for that.
I am drained.
Rampage
Using
here.
kits.
Ring closing in 10. It's close.
Out of the way.
Use the map as your guide. The ring is moving.
Care package being delivered.
Care package out there. Shields are low. Recharging them. Using a med kit. You can't escape death. Looky here. My ultimate is ready.
Round 3. Beginning ring countdown.
Could be fresh blood over there.
Care package over there.
A trail to Scotty. Let us catch them unaware.
Bogey there.
Yep.
Attention. Got a bogey on my marker.
They're sending a replicator down to us.
I'm taking fire.
Firing.
We should check out over there. Getting shot. Someone's got a death wish. I'm home in the shadows.
Recharging my shields.
Cracked a bogey's shield.
Nice.
Reloading.
Let's defend there.
Fox 3, sending the payload. On your 6.
Right down here.
Enemy over there.
You might be of use to me yet.
Here it comes.
Incoming care package. Pro tip, don't try intercepting.
All fire, give me
I saw
sight.
down below. Oh, nice.
Another squad attacking. Skin suits. Reloading. Cover me. Get over there.
Taking fire.
I'm not fighting that.
Scanning the area.
Recharging
Let's
shields.
crawl over there.
Care package there. Round 4. Beginning ring countdown.
You can stay here.
Scanning the area. I am blood hungry.
Recharging shields.
There are Scotty to be found in this direction.
Throwing a thermite.
go.
Marking our surroundings.
45 seconds. Rings nearby.
Marking our surroundings.
Yeah, they're just running around.
We can cruise over here.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
There's a clueless bogey out there. Ring closing in 10. It's close. Firing. Got shield on that bandit. Let's check this quadrant. Reloading. Let's go here. We're outside the ring. Move unless you want to get barbecued. On your 6. Let's go this quadrant out here.
Throwing the arc star.
Got a bandit close by.
Let's defend here.
Fox 3, sending it home.
That's right, baby. Let's get the fuck out of here, dude.
Recharging my shields.
Taking fire.
Got us?
We can cruise over here.
Throwing the arc star.
Track the bogey's shield.
Finish the last of them.
Alert 5, Valkyrie on standby, ready for burn.
Entering the shadows.
Unless you have your own set of rockets, I'd hurry up. Needed to burn.
Frag grenade sent.
Get over here.
Be careful.
Trust in the All Father. Marking us. Our aim is clear. Enemies lined up.
Under fire. Recharging shield.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
Bogey in my car.
Not near you, dude. Listen.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields. The ring is up. Bless me with sight.
Fuck! Damn. Yeah, man, that was good. That was good. Good fun. I got 95 points. But I'm out to
Yeah,
call it
that
a night
was
here,
very
dude.
good. Sounds good.
Alright,
Let me
man.
know next time you're on, man.
Yeah, I'll hit you up tomorrow early morning, alright?
Okay, sounds good. Have a good night.
Alright, bro. You too. Take it easy, man.